Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are covering a fun topic as we dive here into the fall realm. It is salmon time, and specifically, we're in November, so that means chum salmon. Coho by no means are complete, but chum salmon are ready for targeting, and in a lot of cases, you can keep them as well. So this is some fun fishing. If you've never done it, these are by far some of the hardest fighting fish. So I wanted to break down the easiest way to target them with a floating jig and tipping with shrimp. So let's dive right into how to set this up. For my main line, I have 30-pound braid, and I run a 20-pound top shot as you saw there. So that helps to give a good position for that float to sit on, but also allows for a little bit of different rigging, which you'll see here. We're going to dive right into picking our float out. It really doesn't matter. It's all preference. And so for you guys, pick your float you like. Get a good bobber stop like with these tied nylon ones here. You thread that on the line, slide it off the little straw like you see. You tighten up the tension of the loose ends to then allow for that to be secure on the line. Those bobber stops do come with a little bead, and you will slide that on as well to help stop at the knot. Now, this is an optional thing. I like to thread on a small size 10 Yakima bait corky. It helps for color contrast to the float. It also helps as a sight indicator to know that my float sunk all the way to the top of that bobber stop. So I thread through the top of the float and go all the way down till it falls out the bottom there. Now your float is on the line, and really it's almost done and tied up, ready to go. I add an extra step as well here by one of these little soft rubber beads. I think it makes a difference to helping keep your knot protected here at the end of your leader rig. So you'll then want an inline sinker, and there's a lot of options out there. You can see there, I got some ones that are lead and some that are steel. Now, Dave's Tangle Free are these steel ones, and I've really come to like these for all my fishing applications when I'm using a float. I got a 1/2 ounce size float paired up with a 1/2 ounce size inline weight, tying on here from our main line top shot of 20-pound test to our inline sinker. Now, this is a ward knot for those that may be interested. I do have a video of how to tie that, so you can see that in the description below. With any kind of knot, you need to lubricate it as you cinch it down. That way it doesn't burn itself and potentially weaken your line. You then can cut off your tag ends and get yourself to the next step, which is your leader material. Now at Chums, you don't have to go fluorocarbon, but I really do like fluorocarbon in the heavier size because it is a little more abrasion resistant, and it helps with having a little bit stiffer leader. I like how that really fishes. There's a 16-ounce jig there, and that fluorocarbon is from a company called Line. And I really think doesn't matter the company, but fluorocarbon, as they say, a fat guy is invisible. Doesn't matter if he's fat or not, you still can't see him. So from my end of sorts, I've really taken into account that it makes a difference on getting bites when I'm fishing in pressured areas or around other people. So I cut the tag end of the bobber stop off. I now have a fully rigged setup, about 2 feet a leader off of that inline weight to my jig, and I'm ready to rig the water, hit the water, and go fishing. Now in front of you, you're going to see an assortment of jigs, right? There are sizes from 16th ounce. There are sizes from 1/4 ounce. Doesn't really matter which ones you have. Truly, it's finding a similar color pattern you like. I like purples, fuchsias, pinks, and greens. And a lot of these have good contrast with them, and I think that makes a huge difference to success. So find your favorites that you have confidence in. There's a lot of different styles that you can be successful with, but those are just a couple options that Chum really love. And let's dive into a little trick to entice it just a little bit more so to help get you more bites as you're on the water. All right, so we just saw breaking down how to rig up the floats there. Now we are going to tie into a little tip that'll help you get more bites while you're targeting these chum salmon. Right in front of you, got a typical grocery store prawn. This is a 31 by 40 count. You can get them right out the store shelf, or you can get them frozen as well and then de-thaw them. I like to, for tip and jigs, cut them into little sections, maybe 1/4 inch pieces, and then I have a whole baggie for my outing. And honestly, what you see there in the baggie is probably only about 5 or 6 shrimp total. So that's absolutely a day's worth, no doubt. So you're going to take your tied on jig, whatever it may be, and you're going to find the side profile of that shrimp because it has a little bit tougher skin and help put that chunk on. Now, I really think you can fish that directly like that. I really think, however, though, what you see here is going to be a huge helper. This is a bait button. It's a little rubber disc that you thread right on the hook and slide it right up to the edge of the bait. It just helps keep that bait secure, sits horizontally like you see there. That is a fishy presentation that if any chum salmon will be around, is bobber down, baby. Now, absolutely, you can still catch coho as well, but a fun way to go about it. And here you can see we're putting this thing to the test. Thank you so much for tuning in on this episode. If you want to see more fish in action, check these videos out right here.